Okay, so right here, this is the second generation BMW X1, the F48. And this specific example here is the pre-facelift model. Now, depending on the year and condition, these cars are now going, at the point I'm shooting this video, below 150,000 ringgit, or maybe even lower by the time you watch this. Okay, so the F48 X1 was a major departure in terms of concept over the preceding E84. Why? Because even though in terms of product positioning, it was still BMW's entry-level SAV, but the platform has changed. You see, the E84 X1 was based on the E90 3 Series chassis, whereas here, the F48 X1 shares its platform with Mini. So majority of the cars that are available in Malaysia are front-wheel drive, powered by the 2-liter B48 turbo engine. And there were a small number of all-wheel drive diesel models, but those are extremely rare, and later in the facelift, BMW also introduced the S-Drive 18i model that's powered by the 1.5-liter 3-cylinder B38 model engine. All right, so this is the pre-facelift model, and well, it's not a remarkable looking car, but the X1 was a very popular entry point into the BMW world at that time. You see, because a lot of people, a lot of consumers do not appreciate BMW's tradition of rear-wheel drive and whatnot. So the X1, although it did not appeal to the traditional BMW enthusiasts, it was responsible for bringing a lot of new BMW owners into the brand. This was the role that the X1 served, and it served very well. So this generation of X1, shopping in the used car market, it's a bit of a mixed bag. Some of them are in very, very good condition, but some of them also, well, have been used and abused, but you are unlikely to find one that has been driven hard, enthusiastically in its life, like say, for example, an E90 would have been, an F30 would have been. The kind of profile of drivers that typically buy the F48 X1 are very different from those who traditionally shopped for BMWs. This is the F48 X1. Now, let's have a look inside. This particular unit is available on sale. So I'm going to bring you on a walk around to show you about it. So, quite well equipped. It's got keyless entry, not on the rear doors. So engine bay looks pretty clean. This is the B48 engine in transverse arrangement. See, even the engine cover is also quite reminiscent of the Mini design. Okay, so just have a look. The headlights here, manufactured 2018. That corresponds nicely, because according to the vehicle registration card, this is a 2019 car. So this is a good indication that this car never got involved in an accident that resulted in damage to the headlights. Okay, and by extension, if the headlights are not damaged, you see the chassis here, all these members are still in good shape. Okay, that's very important. Of course, a bit of dirtiness here and there, but that one needs to be cleaned up. Okay, now we come over to the side. So from here we can see that the bodywork of the car is in relatively good condition, although up close we do see some swirl marks on the plastic bits, on the paintwork, but it is okay. All these can be quite easily corrected with a polish. Okay, now let's look at the back. Now, this is the S-Drive 20i. You've got reverse camera, factory installed reverse camera. And let's open the boot. So it's got power tailgate. That's a big plus for a family vehicle. Okay, and so it's a decently sized boot. Okay, I can't remember the exact volume, but you can stack 3 suitcases or 2 suitcases pretty easily here. Compartment here underneath, Okay, you've got another hidden compartment in here as well that is at least about 6 inches deep. Another compartment here, and you've got a 12-volt socket inside here. Also hooks here to hook your bags. Right, so we will close this. The driver's side, a bit dirty here, so all needs to be cleaned up. Now the edges of the seats here show no fraying yet. The mileage on this car is relatively low, although the seats do look like they need a bit of conditioning. You can see it's a bit shiny on the surface, so nothing a bit of leather conditioning wouldn't help to bring back the depth of the leather. Okay, the rear seats are in relatively unmolested condition. Okay, now we're not going to take this car out for a test drive because we don't want to add to the mileage. Service due in 3,100 kilometers. Mileage indicated 33,000 kilometers. Now, how do we verify if that is genuine? So the good thing with BMWs is that you can dive into the iDrive, go to service requirements. So right now it shows engine, vehicle, or brake fluid. We go to service history. Now I'm not saying you cannot fake these records. You can, but it requires a lot more effort and more sophisticated equipment to do so. But we can show you that based on these records, the car was serviced 2021, then about half year later, 12,000 kilometers, all the way. The records are there until the last visit to a BMW dealership was on 27 February, 31,000 kilometers. All right, so that was 2 months ago, and now it's at 33,000 kilometers. So the records here roughly tally. Now, what is this? When you see this triangle here, it means that there is a warning. But in the case of this this warning, I can tell you why lah. The triangle there is to warn us of low fuel. All right, so that's a warning. Now, otherwise, this car interior is in relatively good condition. So there are a bit of scuff marks here and there. Okay, so there's some micro scratches on this panel here. Usually this kind of scratches, right, are the result when the owner tries to clean it. The cloth used is perhaps not the best, and it resulted in a scratch surface. Okay, so here there's this storage compartments here. It's lidded, so if you store anything, you can cover it up. So the biggest improvement of the F48 over the E84 is that there's a lot more space here inside. Okay, this area here, because there's no more center tunnel, so BMW was able to free up a lot more storage space. Okay, there's this deep bin here with a USB-C port. All right, and also the armrest here has a compartment hidden inside. The iDrive, of course, is very basic, but you do get reverse camera, right? And this gear lever here shows that this example is a 7-speed DCT rather than the earlier model, which had a 8-speed automatic from Aishin. Right, so let's go and check out the back seat again. I'm going to step inside. I'm 170 centimeters tall, and behind me here I've got about a fist of headroom above me and pretty decent leg room underneath here. So condition wise that you see the rear, I think this looks like a car that the rear really used. And you've got keyless entry here at the passenger side, so that's good because it means that when you approach the car, whether it's from the left side or the right side, you can lock and unlock the doors. Okay, so this X1 here is available for sale. Because of the nature of used cars, it is impossible for me to give you an exact value because prices of used cars are subject to constant revision. But the latest info I got, this car is going for about 130,000, 140,000 ringgit. subject to negotiation. So if you're interested to check this car out, drop me a line, number on your screen here. And also, if you are looking for help to sell your car and you want to get a bit better valuation compared to what most used cars dealers are giving you, I have means to help you. It is to sell your car by consignment, meaning that you pass your car to a dealer. The dealer does not buy the car off you, but they do all the paperwork, the sales, the marketing, dealing with customers. And then after that, once the transaction is complete, they will pay you. And because they did not have to fork out money to buy your car outright, it means that when the transaction is complete, you get more money back for your car. All right, there's a form in the description section. You can check it out and input the details of your car. Then we will contact you to set up an appointment to view your car and give you some advice and see how best we can work on your car. So that's it from me today. Until my next video, take care, stay safe. I'll see you soon.